The evidence that Aaliyah's death was premeditated is beginning to mount, and it appears that she may receive justice in 2023.
Aaliyah died for a wrongful death. He got paid $90 million for her death. Am I supposed to say that on TV?
But what I was really more tight about was that I had heard that Lenny Kravitz had offered her a jet and that Hype had took the jet. So that's what really pissed me off about the situation when I heard about that. So you could ask Hype about that.
That's what I said. Have you ever talked to Hype about it?
Yeah.
And how did that conversation go?
Ask him.
Fans want this case to be revived in 2023 with Dame Dash and other people close to starting to speak out about all the shady aspects of Aaliyah's murder. However, was Aaliyah's murder truly sufficient proof to reopen Leah's case? In this video, we'll examine the specifics of this new piece of information, as well as its implications for the inquiry into Aaliyah's murder. Aaliyah Dana Halton would have turned 44 on January 16, 2023, and it's devastating to imagine how popular she would be now if she were still living. Aaliyah had it all. She was a triple threat in singing, dancing, and acting. She was shrewd and crafty, and she was naturally beautiful.
I wanted to sing, I wanted to act, I wanted to dance. From the moment I stepped foot on stage, at 6 years old, in the play Annie, I was like, this is what I want to do. I have to do this. I'm happy doing this. So I'm living it, and I'm very, very happy about it.
Aaliyah's star power was undeniable, and if she were still alive, many of today's R&B singers wouldn't stand a chance. Sadly, on August 25, 2001, Aaliyah's life was tragically cut short at the age of 22 in a plane accident in the Bahamas. The plane had just taken off for Florida in perfect weather when it suddenly plummeted to the ground with 8 passengers aboard. The official explanation for why the plane carrying Aaliyah and 8 other people crashed is that it was overloaded, but most of Aaliyah's fans have never bought into this explanation because a lot of things don't add up, and new evidence is now beginning to emerge that Aaliyah's death was not an accident. Since even Aaliyah's own family is hazy, and she spent most of her childhood surrounded by weird guys, let's examine the evidence that Aaliyah's death was premeditated. The first person we need to speak with is Hype Williams because his name keeps coming up concerning Aaliyah's mysterious passing on August 21, 2001. Aaliyah appeared on Bits 106 in Park and announced that Hype Williams would direct the video for her single Rock the Boat. On August 22, Aaliyah flew to Miami to film dance routines on the green screen set as well as underwater shots for the video. When Aaliyah saw the plane they gave her, she immediately had a bad feeling about it, according to Dame Dash. "We had the blackberries," and she said. Aaliyah was supposed to leave the Bahamas on August 26, but she opted to leave the day before because she had finished filming the scenes for the video early. Damon also revealed that Lenny Kravitz had offered Aaliyah a different private jet, but Hype Williams had taken it away from her.
He actually saw the plane. She, we had the blackberries. She said, "I don't like this plane." And I was like, "Well, don't get on it." And she was like, "Well, I got to because I got work to do." She got on the plane, and she always had a very serious fear of planes in general. So she had to overcome a fear to get on that. But what I was really more tight about was that I had heard that Lenny Kravitz had offered her a jet and that Hype had took the jet. So that's what really pissed me off about the situation when I heard about that.
He claimed that Morales had warned them that there was too much wait for a safe flight, but some of the passengers insisted they had to be in Miami. However, some fans have speculated that someone ordered a smear campaign against the pilot to divert attention from talking about the people responsible for forcing the pilot to fly an overloaded plane. It is still unknown who from Aaliyah's entourage argued with Morales and persuaded them to let 9 people board the aircraft. On Saturday night, there were also reports that pilot Luis Morales had pain in his system and was not authorized to fly HAL. The really disturbing part is that someone from Aaliyah's entourage was sent to check on her in the taxi. And this person gave Aaliyah a sedative. And once Aaliyah was unconscious, they carried her into the plane. Eyewitness Kingsley Russell whose family operated a taxicab company in the Abaco Islands, later recalled that Aaliyah was extremely nervous about flying on a small plane. At first, she refused to board it and went back into a taxicab, claiming Aaliyah was buried on August 31st in Manhattan, and an estimated 800 people attended the funeral procession, including several celebrities, but there are no records of Pipe. Aaliyah's security guard survived the crash, but died shortly after. An actress in some movies recently, even a Grammy nominee tonight, her family is a mourning fast, asking why her Williams joined Aaliyah's bereaved parents and her aunt, Gladys Knight, amid the crowd of mourners. Damon Dash, Aaliyah's lover and a prominent hip-hop figure, Snoop Dogg, calms hip-hop artist Jay-Z, R&B singers Usher, Maya, and Monica, and Lil' Kim. Missy Hype Williams was strangely silent on Aaliyah's death, and he refused to talk about what happened in the Bahamas. But C. Williams isn't the only man who's been accused of being involved. And what's even more upsetting is that Aaliyah may have been betrayed by another man. As Aaliyah's casket was moved from the renowned Frankie Campbell Funeral Chapel, her heartbroken mother, Diane Hutton, gently acknowledged the crowd of mourners.
I found Leah. As a matter of fact, Barry Hankerson, my manager, who's her uncle, told me to go up to Detroit and hear her sing. Once I got up to Detroit, I didn't have to hear her sing because she was glowing. I knew she had it. As soon as she started singing, that verified it. And from there, we became here, and everything is all good.
Damon Dash claimed he never pursued Aaliyah as fervently as Jay-Z did, and Damon later claimed that Jay-Z was aware of R. Kelly's drug addiction, but still chose to collaborate with Kelly on an album that was released less than a year after Aaliyah passed away.
And the karma happens, but the thing I didn't understand is I was like, I know I'm not fucking with that. And because of the moral challenge and him choosing one way, I knew morally we weren't the same. So to me, Rockefeller was defunct. It was over. I couldn't fuck with it. It was something that to me was just like, not to say unforgivable, but I couldn't understand it. You know what I'm saying? And then I didn't understand how people didn't, I thought, well, the people aren't gonna have that. But nobody said nothing.
Standing by, watching it. And
as you can see, there are a lot of strange and suspicious details surrounding Aaliyah's death, and to this day, most of them remain unsolved. Do you think anyone in the family was, aware of it? There are also rumors that R. Kelly had a relationship with Diane, while also seeing Aaliyah at one point, which adds level of Aaliyah will receive justice in 2023. But before then, we'd like to know your thoughts on her tragic death. Did you believe it was planned? Should the case be reopened? Let us know in the comments, and we'll catch up with you in our next video.